replay question of the day: share a surprising place that you've seen crystals most recently. A surprising place you've seen them most recently. And today's topic is crystals. I forgot the topic. Oh yeah, crystals. Are they too trendy? And is that good or bad? Thank you so much, guys, for joining me here today. I did take a little break for 2 weeks there, but I'm back now with my weekly show, I guess you could call this. But I'm excited about today's topic of crystals, too trendy, good or bad, because I'm going to want to get a lot of input from you guys, the crystal family, our crystal family members, because I love hearing your take on it. I don't have all the answers, none of us do, but I like having this open discussion kind of thing going on. So again, stay to the end because I want to break down the science behind how crystals work. That's like my thing. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the table. I looked up real quick, what's the definition of trendy? What am I talking about when I say trendy? So according to, I don't know, some dictionary website online said trendy is defined as an adjective. It means very fashionable or up to date in style or influence. Not really the kind of thing I'm looking for from my crystals, right? So, and we can definitely see that they're a trend, other than the fact that they were officially named a trend. They're in every home goods store across the planet, whether we're talking about the actual store, Home Goods, or any other store like that. They're everywhere. I've seen really uninspiring displays of healing bracelets in Target. Someone told me that they're also in Walmart. And I shouldn't like curl my lip. I shop in those places. But you know what I mean by uninspiring displays and kind of like taking you aback going, whoa, what are they doing here? Every YouTube influencer is sharing all of a sudden now their personal crystal collections, and some of them will admit they know nothing about crystals, but they're hopping on the bandwagon and they're just shopping for a ton of crystals. They're also an Instagram sensation right now. If you post pictures with crystals, apparently the algorithm loves that and throws them up in the front and trends them in front of everybody. Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's company Goop, has like a whole crystal, oh, I am so sorry, I do that all the time, hitting the microphone, has a whole section devoted to crystals. Robert Redford's company Sundance has a crystal collection or crystal gift set for Mother's Day they were doing. Every celebrity, fashionista is on the bandwagon with that. And I kind of think, because when people interview them and I look at articles, I look a lot of these things because I have Google alerts like alerting me anytime crystals are in the news, and they're in it quite a bit right now. The one reason that a lot of people give for turning to these crystals all of a sudden is that anxiety, and we know this, seems to be a huge issue right now. And many people are turning to crystals to help with that issue because nothing else really seems to be helping them, but the crystals do. No surprise to us, right? Another part of the trend is, if you haven't noticed already, the big, huge beauty and wellness crystal trend for 2018. Like every company that has a beauty line, if they haven't thrown crystals into it somehow, they're not keeping up with the Joneses. And if you can't see me right now, I'm doing air quotes. So are some jumping on the bandwagon just to cash in on the profits, and what kind of energy does that bring to the table? And because so many companies and influencers are doing that, definitely that's going to impact the supply and demand on things, right? And for those of us that have been into crystals for a very long time, all of a sudden it's like, wow, you know, how does this impact us in the long run? And how long will this trend last? And what will happen when this trend is over? You know, pros and cons, that's what I'm here to discuss. Some have even asked me if, I've been asked this a few times actually, if treating or mistreating these crystals or our healing allies as just a trendy home decor item will affect their very powerful healing or spiritual influence for us? Is it going to change that at all? So, and I want to discuss the pros too, but right now, what I want to know is, are you turning your nose up at this sort of thing? What do you think about this? So I just want to get your input on the subject. Okay, so let's go over some of the positives about this. And a lot of you already brought these points up, and I love you guys for this. So, you know, this is about as mainstream as one can hope for. This is something my students are always bringing to me, my Certified Crystal Healer course that used to bring this to me, and I don't hear it so much anymore, is that, you know, my family all thinks I'm whacked out for wanting to learn more about crystals. Nobody understands it. I mean, it just wasn't talked about. It wasn't part of our everyday lexicon. It wasn't in every Bed Bath and Beyond. So this is about as mainstream as we can hope for. It's making our world of being crystal lovers a lot less woo-woo and more acceptable to those who would normally be really closed-minded to it, right? And even if people are only gravitating to the crystals for their beauty or because they're really hot right now, and, you know, as a society, we tend to be sheeple, you know, kind of like all following the flock. And, you know, I'm not saying I don't do that. I think we all do at some level. Or, you know, if somebody's gravitating to the crystals because some celebrity is into them, or it's just simply the beauty that's bringing them in, they will, as a side effect, like it or not, they're going to be connecting to their higher selves. Okay, because crystals are subconscious influencers and they connect us to that unity consciousness, whether they like it or not, whether that was their goal or not. And I was just watching someone this morning who was like, I don't remember her name, but she was really a lovely person, and I just learned about her. But not the usual thing that I'm into, but YouTube presented me the video because she all of a sudden got interested in crystals, first for their beauty, found them on Instagram. Everybody was posting about crystals. And she was like a real, and there are no judgments here with anything that I'm saying, okay, guys? She was just someone that you wouldn't expect to normally be interested in the healing and spiritual aspects of crystals. She was really into designer brands, you know, shopping and designer brands. And that was her thing. That was her aesthetic. And now she's all into the crystals, and she's kind of like not understanding why, but having a lot of fun learning her way through it. And things in her life are changing. And what she's interested in and what she gravitates towards is changing. So whether people believe in it or not and how they get to the doorstep, the crystals do their work with these people, okay? So, but here's the secret sauce: intention. All right, so the crystals are going to be exponentially more effective with that added ingredient of intention. You're going to get the greatest result. You're going to be eking out every bit of potential from those crystals when your intention is in alignment with the vibrational frequency of the crystals that you're working with. And you're using that towards your goal. Where thought goes, energy flows, right? We've all heard that. And perhaps this is a conversation starter for people. It gets people asking questions, all of this trendiness of the crystals. It piques their curiosity. They're wondering, do these things really work? I get that question all the time on my YouTube videos, all these new people that are gravitating to the videos, and the question that I see, you know, coming or trending, my team sees it, do these things really work? Okay, and then they come over to my website and they read a little bit more about it, and they're like, wow, I'm so glad I found out about this information. Would this have happened otherwise if crystals weren't a trend? Okay, I always say it's great to be skeptical. I'm skeptical, I'm always skeptical, but yet keep an open mind. And I feel that crystals are a vehicle towards that. Crystals are the gateway drug to awakening. Would you agree with me on that? it's like it opens, it's the gateway, and then it opens up this door to, oh my gosh, all these other things we can discover and dive into. And it's just an amazing thing. It's part of the beauty of being here in 3D on planet, part of what we're here to learn about, why we're here. You know, people are saying, you know, why am I here? I don't get it. And they're living a life that's just like day to day and boring, and not taking advantage of exploring and learning and diving into topics and having interesting conversations and getting rid of the small talk and really diving into this kind of stuff. Even if it's just debating, as long as it's respectful, it's so valuable. All right, the science breakdown. Now, keep in mind, I'm just gonna barely scratch the surface here. I get way deeper into this stuff in my Certified Crystal Healer course. Our body has a dominant or average vibrational frequency. Average, I say average because every one of our organs has a different vibrational frequency. So all added up and taken together, we have an average vibrational frequency, but it's not very stable. In fact, it's quite easily influenced. The reason for this is we are not crystalline, okay? We might be headed towards that in an evolutionary sense, but we are not predominantly crystalline, okay? So our body's average vibrational frequency is easily influenced. That frequency can get out of whack when we are too acidic, when we experience any kind of stress, stressful emotions, that kind of thing. Okay, so entropy takes over, where our vibrational frequencies and things get out of whack and disorganized. Now, it's important to realize that our entire universe, or the multiverse, is made up of pure energy and vibration. Everything in it, everything you can see, everything you cannot see, everything that science can measure, everything science cannot measure, even our thoughts, our emotions, everything is made of pure energy and vibration, okay? Einstein came up with a formula. He determined that energy and matter are actually the same thing, interchangeable. E equals mc squared, right? You know that formula? That means the E stands for energy. Energy equals mc squared. M stands for matter, okay? So, or mass. One and the same. We're not really, but we're not going to split hairs here right now. So energy equals matter. The c squared is the speed of light, but don't get hung up on that. It's just a little mathematical voodoo, I like to say. So energy equals mass and vice versa. So crystals are mass or matter, which equals energy. Okay, they have energy within them. But what makes them different is, than every other thing in the universe, is they have a very special kind of energy. And crystals, like this fluorite sphere, crystals, okay, so the very special kind of energy, I don't want to get ahead of myself, and they have vibrations just like everything else does. Okay, this chair, myself, my microphone, my thoughts, but they have this very special type of energy. The more evolved the consciousness or the energetic amplitude of the vibrational frequency of a certain being or object, the more influential it is, the more it's going to entrain the energy around it, okay? So different forms of matter and energy vibrate at different vibrational frequencies. Like I said before, the different organs in our body have these different vibrational frequencies. These different frequencies depend on lots of different variables. So for example, for a crystal, it's the crystal's specific molecular structure, the specific molecular composition, what elements are in those molecules, the size of the crystal, the thickness of the crystal, and the color of the crystal. And the color is just the vibrational light frequencies that we can visibly see. So the size, the thickness, all the crystallographer, or the science of crystallography, they know this. When they create crystals in the laboratory to be used for various electronics and stuff, they know all these different variables affect the vibrational frequencies of the crystals. So the crystals are highly influential due to their highly ordered atomic structure. So what am I talking about? Crystals are different than us because, like I mentioned before in answering somebody's question, we are made of randomness, okay? We are not highly ordered at the molecular level. This is a model of a diamond molecule, okay? So all these little black balls represent carbon atoms. Diamond is 100% carbon. But what's different about this carbon than the carbon in our body, because we're carbon-based beings, we're carbon-based life forms, okay? So what's different than this carbon in the diamond and the carbon in our body is this carbon is highly ordered in its atomic structure. You can see that these atoms have created a tetrahedron molecule. That's what is at the basis of a diamond. What makes a diamond so strong is this tetrahedron is one of the strongest structures in the universe. Even our universe is based on energetic tetrahedrons. Did you know that? Video game programmers or creators base their video game models on tetrahedrons. So diamond is an amazing crystal, but that's a different show altogether. So what actually makes a crystal is that its molecules are arranged in this fixed repeating, regularly repeating geometric pattern. Okay, so they're geometrically perfect. Because of that, they have the lowest possible state of disorganization. And they easily maintain their dominant vibrational frequency, unlike us, because we're not geometrically perfect at the molecular level. So the crystals have this unique ability to influence the energies around them in a beneficial way. Okay, so I hope I broke that down for you and presented some of the science. Like I said, there's a lot more to it than that. But I love diving into that topic right there. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Meet me back here next Wednesday, 1 p.m., and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody. Crystal blessings.